Hey friends, welcome back to the Gubba Homestead. I'm Gubba and today we are doing something way out of my comfort zone. Kinda. We are going to be freeze drying candy. I have lemon heads right here. I got some Mylar bags. These are not out of my comfort zone and how to use them, but we are going to be freeze drying candy. The holidays are coming up and I thought, what a cute gift to give is freeze-dried candy and some other homestead gifts. I have jarred honey and whatnot that I will also be giving as a gift. But freeze-dried candy is super popular. Everybody's doing it. I have never tasted it, or have I ever freeze-dried candy. So I thought I would bring you guys along with this for my first time ever. So let's get it set up. The first thing that I always do when I'm freeze drying is try to time when I start my freeze dryer versus when I load it. So that will depend on my food preparation. This is because when you press start on your freeze dryer, it then cools the chamber for 15 minutes before you can load your food. So I like to plan kind of like I'm planning a Thanksgiving dinner. I can have everything prepped within that 15 minutes and then put into the freeze dryer. Or if it takes longer, I won't start the freeze dryer until I think it will be done in 15 minutes. Also too, if you notice on the trays, I have the little Harvest Right rubber mats, and these have been such a lifesaver for freeze drying. I won't use them if I'm freeze drying liquids, but if I do things like vegetables or fruits, or I'm about to do candy, they make cleanup so easy because some of the fruits or whatever you're freeze drying will get sticky, and then it could even stick to the metal pans, and it is such a pain to clean up. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just open up these lemon head boxes. Again, I don't eat lemon heads, I don't eat candy, but freeze-dried candy is so popular right now. It's all the rave. You go to stores, at least I do, and there's now little shelves with freeze-dried candy because people are raving over it. I have never actually had freeze-dried candy, but I thought, okay, if people really are loving this, this would be a super fun gift, and it's totally homestead themed because I made it at the homestead with my freeze dryer. I get comments from people when I tell them I have a freeze dryer asking if I freeze dry candy, which I don't. This is literally my first time, and it did come with a learning curve, which you will see later on. I was also unsure of how full the tray should be because I know some candy does expand and you don't want to completely fill the trays. So we're really just winging it at this point and hoping for the best. I didn't think the lemon heads would get too ginormous, that it would be a problem in the freeze dryer, but I just spread out the lemon heads as best as I could. I also chose lemon heads over something like Skittles because I feel Skittles are everything that you see at the store, the freeze-dried Skittles, and I like lemons, so I thought these would be fun and eclectic, but maybe I should have just done Skittles and stuck with what was popular, but I just thought lemon heads would be a little twist because you really don't see freeze-dried lemon heads at the store, or at least I haven't. So I tried my best to spread everything out, make the trays even that are filled with the lemon heads, and then I took them off to the freeze dryer because it had been 15 minutes. One of the most important things to do when you are freeze drying is to make sure you close the drain valve, and the freeze dryer screen will tell you to do this because if you don't close it, then you will have freeze drying vacuum issues and it will not be able to achieve a vacuum in the chamber, so always make sure to close that. While our lemon heads are in the freeze dryer, I am going to do one little homestead chore that I have to do today, which is go and get eggs from the coop. So I'll take you along with me. It's just a little chore. I have nothing too crazy going on the homestead right now. Besides, I am prepping for a kitchen remodel, so that's exciting. I have all this unused space in the kitchen, and I would like to utilize my kitchen to its full potential, especially if I plan to be here for a long time. So for the lemon heads, I have no clue how big they are going to expand to in the freeze dryer. So this is really a fun experiment. Let's go get eggs, and then after we gather eggs, I will see you for whenever the lemon heads are done to package them up in Mylar. I won't be doing oxygen absorbers. That's what I would do for long-term storage, but I really don't know what to expect. So let's go out to the coop. So now that these are in the freeze dryer and are probably going to take, I don't know, I would say 12 hours plus, I did not know at the time that the freeze dryers have an update from Harvest Right, and they have a special candy setting that takes 2 hours. Yeah, I did not know this when I was doing this. Upon further research later, I learned that. So I am going to have to update my freeze dryer. I have a difficult time updating stuff because I feel like when you update stuff, it breaks. But hey, I should probably update my freeze dryer so it doesn't take a million years to freeze dry candy. So here I am at the chicken coop, just heading in. I have now just been collecting eggs, making sure that their food is full, doing all the regular winter chores, even though it doesn't look super wintry. My chickens have also been out free ranging, which I'm super happy with. I really don't want winter to come at all. I don't want any snow. I think I could live without it. But today I got 2 eggs, and what I do with eggs, if I have dirty eggs, I will give them to the dogs. My dogs are on a raw diet. If I have clean eggs, then I will bring them inside and have them for breakfast. Here are my goats. They are constantly complaining and asking, hey, when can we come out and go free range? Because I free range my goats. They just go and eat the grass and shrubs everywhere. It's great. And I haven't really had to compensate with hay yet. During the winter, I will have to for their feed. I came back inside, put my egg in the carton, and then put it into the fridge. So the following day, it took about 18 hours instead of 2. It took about 18 hours for the lemon heads to finish. Even though there's no moisture in them, it took a long time. But I noticed they hardly expanded at all. So I posted to Instagram talking about it because it was my first time. I didn't know, and I got the nicest response. I got a message from somebody whose grandson does freeze-dried candy as a business, and she just said lemon heads need longer drying time. So I was like, okay, they did 18 hours and they don't expand that much, but they should be crunchy. But I decided, okay, they need a longer drying time. I'm gonna pop them back in the freeze dryer. So I did and ran it for another almost 12 to 18 hours instead of 2. Let's all keep that in mind. This could have been a 2-hour process, but hey, it's the 𝐚𝐵a homestead and we are going through a huge learning curve. After they were done with the second process, I just knew that they had to be done. I could see that some had kind of split, so I was happy with that. Definitely not the showcase of the Skittles that you will see at the stores where they are huge, but some of them did have that little bit of splitting action, and my friend on Instagram had said they won't expand that much, so I was hopeful. I brought the trays back to the table in my kitchen and got ready to package them into Mylar. I won't be packaging with oxygen absorbers because these are just little gifts, but I thought the Mylar was a cute little touch for a homestead gift. You can see after the lemon heads had freeze dried that there was some color variation. Some got bigger than the others. Again, this is my first time doing it, so I am learning, and it was a good learning experience for me. They were crunchy, so what I did was I opened them up with a knife, saw that they were crunchy, and I have to confess, I chewed on some to see if they were crunchy, and I didn't consume them because I knew it wouldn't make me feel well because I just don't have candy. I didn't want to shock my body, but I tested them out and they were crunchy. So I just continued to package them, and I was just so happy. These little Mylar bags are the cutest thing ever. I got them from Wallaby Goods, and what I love so much is they can stand up by themselves, which makes loading your goods into Mylar so much easier. I didn't do that here because I didn't really have to, but if I was loading in like mashed potatoes or vegetables or fruit into a bigger Mylar bag, it is so handy to have Mylar bags that stand up by themselves. I didn't know how many little Mylar bags I was going to get. And as I was doing this, I was thinking, okay, I could put like a little Christmas message on the outside that maybe relates to like lemon heads. And it doesn't even have to be Christmas. I was even thinking for like Thanksgiving, I could drop these off at my neighbors, see what they thought, mail them to friends and family. It did take a little bit of time loading these into the Mylar. This was definitely a labor of love, considering it took me so long to freeze dry. I mean, man, that was over a day of my freeze dryer running, that this was totally a labor of love, and I packaged them up with care. I was happy because we ended up counting the Mylar bags and we got 16 bags of freeze-dried lemon heads. So that is a great little surplus for me. Definitely enough for neighbors' kids, really anybody. If they wanted extra freeze-dried lemon heads, I would be happy to share with them. Thank you so much for coming along on this adventure with me, my first time freeze-drying candy. I think it was a success at the end. We learned a lot. I did not know about the temperature adjustments for candy because I don't freeze-dry candy, but if this is a hit and people really love the freeze-dried candy in my realm and it could be a good gift thing. I mean, look how cute this is! Freeze-dried candy in little Mylar bags. This is totally like prepper food storage homestead to me. I think it's super fun. One fun thing could be to get the see-through Mylar bags so then you could see the candy. That's what they do in the stores, but this is what I had on hand. And this goes great for like a homestead little basket with like honey, you got some jam, a little ball of vanilla, all from the homestead, and then you have some fun little candy, even though I don't eat candy. So I don't think this will be my last time freeze-drying candy. Now I'm like, okay, I kind of want to try Skittles, maybe Starburst, and give them away as gifts, because yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen. I appreciate you. Don't do anything a 𝐚𝐵a wouldn't do, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!